Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. My name is Robert Gabriel. I'll be your host today. I'm the President and CEO of Microwize Technology, and I also have Kim Vargas with me to help me. There's just a disclaimer. Anything you learn in this seminar, you need to verify yourself. Microwize cannot be held responsible for any loss of data or revenue. Today's agenda is we're going to go quickly over MEDISOFT version 28, and we're going to be open for Q&A. Now, I'm going to just go through the features quickly. Then I'm going to show you like a quick demo or video of the features. I don't have the working version of the new version yet, but it will be available for next meeting if you need to play with it. So the first feature is estimates. So because of the No Surprise Act, regulation requires now that patient need to know ahead of time what something is going to cost. So MEDISOFT can prepare an estimate. This is great also for like a surgeon or somebody's doing a procedure, so they'll know how much they expect to pay out of pocket before you even see them. The way we do it now is we have no idea. We submit the claim and we wait for an EOB. Then sometimes the patient gets surprised of how much they have to pay. And unfortunately, there's regulation against that now. So that's called the No Surprise Act. So patient cannot be surprised of how much they need to pay out of pocket. The next feature is prepayment. So patient actually can prepay even before the procedure is done. So they can pay that against the estimate. Easy access to patient eligibility. So we're going to show you from the estimate there, you can see a live access to patient eligibility. Then from the scheduler, you will get to see all the missed charges. Any patient that actually checked in and there were no charges or missed a copayment, you will get a nice flag, a nice report to show you any of that. So hopefully no money will be left on the table, if any. Now, a lot of times what you don't know doesn't bother you. So I'm sure it does happen. And if you don't know that it happens, it doesn't bother you. But the good thing here with those new tools, you will be able to know if anything got missed. There's a newer integration now with patient statements. So you can see the actual statement look from before going into the website of the vendor, of the statement vendor. There's also QR code where patient can scan it and pay online. So it makes it easier for patient to make a payment. There's also resubmission rejection claim. So you can enter a code to resubmit any rejected claims. And finally, there's the new version is compatible with Windows Server 2022. As you know, that Microsoft retires older versions. So if you still have a server on your premise and you're going to get an upgrade, the version 28 is compatible with MEDISOFT, with the server Microsoft 2022. Now, if you're in the cloud, you don't have to worry about that, because with the cloud is you're going to get the new version right away and you don't have to worry about the operating system or anything like that, which is part of the cloud. Okay. So now let's look at a quick demonstration of the new
CGM MEDISOFT version 28. The solution you know and love is even better. With MEDISOFT version 28, practices will deliver better service at the point of care thanks to the new patient responsibility estimate. Users can easily provide a good faith cost estimate for planned procedures after quickly running a patient's insurance eligibility for the planned procedure codes. Save time with pre-configured multi-link codes for common procedure bundles. Always integrated within MEDISOFT version 28. This feature includes an estimate display based on past payment. Users may also make adjustments for coverage, co-pays, co-insurance, remaining deductibles, and more. Providers can print and save patient estimates and have the option to tailor them with customizable messaging and a web link for prepayments or deposit. Thanks to another nice addition, practices with eMedix eligibility will enjoy an updated, more detailed view of a patient's eligibility status. Even better, users can open the eligibility verification with a single click right from the patient responsibility estimate screen. With the new daily appointment and activity review, providers and practice managers are quickly alerted to possible oversight, such as appointments without charges, missed co-pays, and claims that were not billed. Providers can identify if their practice is meeting collection goals, such as expected co-pays at the time of service or billing for missed appointment. With the daily appointment and activity review, practices can identify their percentage of missed appointments and discover if the CGM Connection patient relationship management option could help reduce the no-show rate. With MEDISOFT version 28, patient statements are fully integrated within the practice management software. No more logging into third-party websites to view statements. Designed to be familiar and easy to use, providers can preview statements before transmission and review them from within MEDISOFT to answer any patient question. Practices can adopt the eMedix online payment portal, and a QR code will appear on patient statements to direct them to the portal. Combine your integrated patient statements with our industry-leading eMedix clearinghouse and consolidate your operation under one trusted vendor. Managing rejected claims is even easier with MEDISOFT version 28. Users can now enter resubmission codes to the specific claims in question through the claim management screen. The claim-specific resubmission code reduces the chance of being rejected for duplicate claims and could help them be processed even faster. The old method of applying the code to an entire case is still available, so providers can go with the workflow that works best. MEDISOFT version 28 has been tested and approved for use with the popular Microsoft Windows Server 2022. Practices should always use up-to-date, fully supported server systems to ensure security and regulatory compliance. So much is new in MEDISOFT version 28. To learn more, contact us at 201-322-4100. Don't compromise. Go Microwize.
All right. So just a summary, if you joined us late, there will be a recording of this seminar and we will send it out. Just to recap, if you are on MEDISOFT Cloud, you will be getting the new version. You don't need to do anything. If you don't have the cloud yet, we are actually offering 3 months free. So you can get the cloud for 3 months free. So you don't have to pay for an upgrade and you can start jumping on the cloud. The nice thing about the cloud is, of course, you don't need to worry about backups. You don't need to worry about the new version every year. You don't need to worry about cyber attacks. You don't need to worry about viruses. We take care of all the back end and protect your data for you. And all you have to do is just log in from any browser anywhere in the world and you can access MEDISOFT now, and you never have to worry about upgrading every year. So if you don't enjoy the cloud yet, you can ask us about the cloud. Now, another thing I just wanted to bring your attention, if you never heard of it before, we also invested in a platform called Fuzita, matches a patient with doctors. I call this the open table for physicians. So this is something I created from scratch, and I don't see why not everybody jumps on that. Even if you're a billing company, you can have your clients join it because, it's free. There will always going to be a free version, but even the premium version will be free for 6 months, no obligation. And let me just show you a quick look of what it looks like. So when you go to Lucita.com, so patients can be, based on their insurance, they can enter what providers they're looking for. So they can be searching for primary care physician or whatever specialty, or they can actually search for the name of the doctor or the practice themselves. They can type the zip code where they want, what insurance they have, what the date of the appointment, if they want to have a virtual appointment or an actual office appointment. Then they will hit search. Then it will, based on what you search for, it will go ahead and show you all the available doctors within the criteria that you have. So then patient will also get to review you and you will have your reviews on the screen for other patients. Also, when you click on the actual link itself, it shows, it's almost like acts like a menu website for you. It helps you with the SEO. So it will boost your SEO. And when the patient is ready to make an appointment, this is an actual doctor. I'm not going to really book the appointment. You will click the appointment. You will need to log in as a patient and you pick the appointment you want. I'm not logged in, and I'm not going to log in because this is a real practice. So, and it will get into your MEDISOFT, so you don't have to worry about double booking. So it integrates with your MEDISOFT and vice versa. If somebody manually book an appointment in MEDISOFT, it will get removed from your online, so you don't have to worry about double booking. I wish everybody jumps on this. It's a great program. We worked really hard for the last 3-4 years putting this together. It's really nice, and I hope you all jump on it and get to help you finding new patients. Now, finally, I'm going to open the floor for Q&A. So if you have any question regarding the upgrade, regarding Rosita, or regarding any topic related to MEDISOFT or the industry today, now it's a time to ask any questions. I see some questions coming. Kim, you want to read the questions?
Yeah. So we have one here that is, when are upgrades going to be available?
Usually the upgrade is available end of year. So we're probably talking about December. Now I don't like to jump on the upgrade the same day it comes out. I usually like to give myself a 30-day buffer because upgrades can come with some bugs, and depending on how busy you practice and depending on how much risk you want to take. So I usually try it with new practices first, new billing services that there's not a huge amount of data and, there's nothing to damage yet. We never really had disasters, but being around for 25 years, I've seen all sort of bugs over the years. So I rather wait 30 days. So we're probably talking about December, beginning of the year.
Okay. And then we also had Jennifer, who should unmute yourself to ask the question yourself.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry. Question. Easy access eligibility, is that an add-on or how do we get access to that? We even have access to it to begin with.
Okay, so a great question. So eligibility is an add-on. So electronic claims are usually three parts: sending the claims, doing the eligibility, and posting the payment. So usually there are three different parts. A lot of people have the whole bundle, but the online eligibility with the life eligibility is the newest clearinghouse that we have, and we're getting really good reviews on it. So what is it called? What is it called, Kim?
eMedics.
eMedics. So eMedics is owned by MEDISOFT now. So it's controlled by MEDISOFT. It's integrated closely with MEDISOFT. So if you hate your clearinghouse or you want to change it, it's a good time to do it now. If you only want to add the eligibility, I think we can do that. So if you're happy with who you're sending claims with, you can actually sign up for, if I'm not mistaken, it was always an option. And I think it's still an option where you can have a different clearinghouse to do your eligibility.
I believe so as well. Yeah.
So the online eligibility thing with the real-time eligibility verification with estimate and everything, that is the eMedics that's owned by MEDISOFT. Good question.
Here's my question. Then I have a follow-up question about this.
Sure.
So, at the beginning of this year, I had a problem where I couldn't send claims or statements or download read-ins from our clearance. I was told that Change Healthcare, Caparia was the best one, and that's the one that your people recommended. And it's been like a runaround, essentially like a crapshoot trying to get through, sending claims, receiving remittance, all of it. And now it makes sense why they would say that, because you have your own clearinghouse, and that's what you want us to be using.
Okay,
now?
that's a fair question. So things can change from year to year. Now, I don't want to make anybody paranoid, but Change Health is now owned by United Health. What I mean by I don't want to make people paranoid is, to me, I think it's a conflict of interest for a payer to own a clearinghouse. Now, when we recommended Change Health, that was not the case. So I cannot guarantee the health or the ownership of any product I recommend. It's a capitalist world that we live in. And unfortunately, United Health owns Change Health now. I don't want to make people paranoid, but it sounds like a conflict of interest to me. And I'm not sure about you. I'm not saying you need to jump up Change Health, but if you're not happy, if you have a problem with it, there's other alternatives. Okay, but great question. Thanks.
Okay. And we had one other one as well from Christine that said, are there upgrades to patient statements without an extra subscription charge?
Okay. Patient statement is a transaction fee. So some people are using Bill Flash. I love Bill Flash. CGM or MEDISOFT now own their own statement software. That's how they have it integrated. So if you have Bill Flash, I don't think you should change it. I think it's a great product. If you're looking for electronic statement software, the built-in is a good option now if that's what you want. So the electronic statement is really, instead of printing the statement on your own printer, licking the envelope, putting the stamps, mailing the envelope, you can actually have the whole thing done in 5 minutes. So you can prepare your statements and it will go to the like a clearinghouse for a statement, and it will print it for you, send it for you, and it will show you what it will look on the screen before sending it from inside MEDISOFT. That's a feature that's in 28. To use that feature, yes, you have to have the electronic statement feature. It is a subscription, but more than a subscription, the subscription is not a lot. It's really, there's a charge for each statement. Think of it as a stamp. So just like you have to pay, how much is a stamp now? 34 cents or something? Or I forgot what's a stamp.
Oh no, it's up to 60, Robert.
Oh my God. So with the electronic statement, it's a lot less expensive than paying for the stamp. But for the people that don't want to get their statement electronically, you can actually mail it. And when you do the math, when you count how much the labor costs to print a statement, how much the envelope, how much the stamp, how much the ink is very expensive, and all the paper cut and all the hassle that you have to go through with a printed statement, an electronic statement or an online statement where a clearinghouse is mailing them for you on paper or sending them electronically is going to cost you less. It's a lot more efficient, and you don't have to worry about the burden of doing it yourself and all the time it takes. So as most of you know, that we do have a billing service at Microwize. A part of the billing service, every single account that we have, we send them statement using the bill flash. So yes, it's cost me money, but I understand the benefit that I get from having a service like that. So when you do the math, when it's good for me, it's good for the practice, and it's good for the patient because it's a lot more readable. It saves time to answer the phone because the statements that usually get printed out of the software, they're not usually the best. And, I have to see somebody that's so disciplined that prints statements on a regular basis that print them themselves. But, sometimes you need to go on vacation. Sometimes you're short staffed. Sometimes you're out sick. And I have not met anybody yet that have a busy practice and very diligent about sending statement on a printer. It doesn't work that way. I'm sure maybe some people do, but the majority of people that I know, they don't do it. Unfortunately, I get a lot of people who say, well, I don't send statement because I'm behind. And when you're behind, you start falling behind more and more, because now when you don't send statement for 6 months, and now all of a sudden you send them, you're going to get bombarded with calls. So when you have an easy way to send a statement and you do it on a regular basis, you're going to get fewer calls. Plus, if you have a very busy practice, you can actually program your system to print statement on a weekly basis. What does that mean? Only the new stuff that you get, you can print it. So instead of getting 200 calls at the end of the month, you can divide them into 4 weeks. And instead of getting 200 calls, you get 50 calls for the whole week. So easier to manage, and you don't get bombarded, because when people get bombarded, what they do is they cringe when they send those statements again, because they know I'm going to get bombarded with calls. I'm going to get bombarded with people asking me questions, and you will get more questions. The less frequently you send statement, the more calls you're going to get, and the more questions you're going to get when you submit those statements. I'm sorry. Why? Because their patients are not used to get a statement. The patient has questions because the statement is longer now, or bigger, or older, or they thought that the insurance paid it. But when you submit statement more frequently, it's a win for everybody. You're going to get better cash flow. It's easier. You're not going to get bombarded with calls. Trust me, it's the best thing you can do for your practice.
Okay. So, there's not upgrades that they're doing to the actual statements themselves, the paper statements within MEDISOFT. But if there are some changes that you would like to do to the statement, feel free to reach out to our support. We can help you customize statements if you want to change them around and you like doing the paper one. There is the ability to customize what's showing up on there. So we can definitely help you with that. And then, Robert, it looks like Jennifer is with Highland Ophthalmology, and they have some concerns about the upgrades and the add-ons that are being done with MEDISOFT. So they want to meet to discuss that as well. Should they reach out to your email or call you?
Sure. They can call me right after the meeting, or they can send me an email.
Okay, Jennifer. So you can feel free to reach out with any of the information on the screen here, and that will go to Rocky and able to get something scheduled for you to discuss.
Okay, great. I'll probably give a call right after the discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Christine, did that answer your question about the statement? Okay. that answered Christine's question. Did anybody else have any questions? Feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat if you'd like. It doesn't look like we've had anything else come up in the chat.
Okay. I want to thank you so much for your business. I want to thank you for taking the busy time out of your busy schedule. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.